check in with your kids. Ask them for some feedback. Thinking back to a couple years ago when it occurred to me that we had been parenting multiple kids for over a decade. Just asked my two oldest, who at the time were around 13 and 11, is there anything I could improve on? And they both shockingly had the same answer. They both said that, hey, you can be a little bit intimidating. And I thought, wow, I didn't see that coming. Try to carry myself as kind of more of a gentle, calm person. I'm about 6'2", 230-ish, and so I figured, okay, that could be a little intimidating for a small child. But I was never a fan of the spare the rod, spoil the child philosophy. I didn't enjoy being hit as a kid, and I wasn't going to hit my kids. So the fact that they found me scary, I thought was, until I realized, yeah, you know what I had carried over from my childhood? I carried over this idea that to be a little bit scary or to instill a little bit of fear on occasion was a way to keep your kids on like a healthy path. And it wasn't until they gave me that feedback that it occurred to me that just the way it's not necessary to hit a child in order to discipline them, that you also don't have to scare them, keep them healthy. So that's on me, and I apologize to them. It was their feedback that really helped me re-envision my own parenting as a dad and helped me become a better father. All of our kids, mine, yours, super observant, smart people, they're watching and they know. Ask them how they're really doing. Ask them how you're really doing. Parenting's hard. I know that's not exactly breaking news anywhere, but quick story, our littlest guy has share day today, and I thought it might be fun for him to bring this shirt in. He didn't have an idea of what to share. This is a shirt that my partner picked up for him last week, thinking he might like it. And part of the reason she picked it up was because at the bottom, it actually says entomology. He likes insects and bugs, but she misread it real quick and thought it said etymology. And he happened to have done a project that he just wrapped up at school on etymology, the study of word origins. So, it didn't quite match what we showed it to him. He's like, nah, I do not like the phrase stay fly. It's not for me. No big deal. No, he gets to choose what he wants to wear. He has his own autonomy. That's not an issue. But because he was looking for a share, I thought, hey, what if we use the shirt as a prop, right? Like you just bring it in and say, hey, funny story, we misread the bottom word. But I'm also just trying to get some feedback on this. I'm thinking about taking it back. It's not my favorite style, but I trust you guys as a community to kind of give some feedback. Make it an interactive share. It's something that takes a shirt that was going to be nothing and provides an opportunity for a little bit of silliness, a little bit of fun, and a little bit of community. And he did not like that idea at all. And that's actually fine too. That's not that big of a deal, other than it does kind of hurt to be somebody who's trying to help someone and trying to offer good ideas and have them shot down, not just immediately, but intensely. And for me, it's particularly painful because this quality in my son is something that I embodied for a long, long time. And as my partner overheard this conversation, she tried to encourage me, just let it go. He's not going to listen to you. I should know I dealt with you forever. And just knowing that she used to describe me as a rock, and I had no idea why. I really couldn't understand. But it was this. It is not fun to try to show up with compassion and kindness and good humor and then be shot down. And so parenting is tough, but one of the reasons it's tough is because you're trying to parent little versions of yourself, and sometimes those little versions are bringing back up painful things in your own experience, some of which you haven't faced yet and some of which you have. And either way, you don't get a chance to kind of control the outcome. You have to let them fight their own battle, but sometimes it reminds you of your own, and that can be really, really hard. I don't know if anyone else out there relates to that, but just thought we'd put out that as a real example of what real life and real parenting and real marriage looks like. One time when the kids were little, I was super excited that on a trip back to visit my family on the West Coast, we were going to stop at Disneyland. To prepare for the Magic Kingdom, we decided to watch some YouTube videos about different attractions. And at the time, they had, I think they still do, a Star Wars lightsaber battle where you as a child could pick up a lightsaber and fight Darth Vader or Darth Maul or whoever, right? And my kids were enthralled. They would watch this video on repeat. We watched it for weeks. They were so excited, I can't wait to be a Jedi. Trip comes, the day arrives. We're at Disneyland. We're sitting in the right spot to be picked. They say, we're looking for young Padawans to come train. Raise your hand high. Show us your excitement. They come through the crowd, and I am so excited for my kids to be able to live into this thing that they want to do. Jedi Master comes through. I see the kids to the left of us jumping up and down like, you. And my kids are just sitting there kind of frozen and say, hey, now's your chance. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. And they look at me and they look terrified. And I say, no. And I almost start to pick up their hands, kind of pick him. They want to do it. And in that moment, it was clear They did not want to do it. And I was confused. We've been talking about this for weeks. How do you get into a space that you've been looking forward to, get the opportunity that you're waiting for, and then not take it? And it was at that moment my partner kind of tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, just let them be. And it made me think, like, yeah, growing up in Southern California, I came to Disneyland a lot. I definitely kind of bought into this idea that it's the happiest place on earth. But when I think about my actual memories of it as a child, it wasn't all happiness. There was quite a bit of, why aren't you having more fun? A lot of this in our culture seems to have been derived from parents who were not fully present to themselves and then projecting it onto their kids. And I'm sitting here in that moment thinking, like, am I doing the same thing to my kids? The answer was, yeah, I was. And there was a little sadness because I thought, like, when we leave this spot, we won't necessarily have access to come back here. We don't live close to here. When we do come back, you won't be the same age. You won't have the same excitement. I realized, number one, that's a journey individuals have to go on. So later on, our kids did say, you know what? I wish I would have done that. But now I know for next time. And that was the lesson. Number two, the real question is, who was this for? Were they excited to go up and be Padawans fighting Darth Vader because they wanted to? Or were they excited because it was something I had shown excitement in? When I said, this is the moment we've been waiting for, is it possible this was the moment I had been waiting for?